that respects Ukraine's sovereignty while addressing legitimate security concerns raised by Moscow. The Kremlin, in its own readout, said the two leaders discussed practical measures to de-escalate tensions and agreed that direct communication between Washington and Moscow was essential for stability in Europe. Russian officials described the tone of the conversation as constructive, noting that both sides avoided the confrontational rhetoric that has often characterized U.S.-Russia relations in recent years. Putin's special envoy Kirill Dmitriev called the exchange a genuine effort to bridge differences and explore realistic solutions. Diplomatic observers suggest that the phone call marks a notable shift toward engagement after months of hardened positions. While skepticism remains high among U.S. allies in Europe, the dialogue has been welcomed by countries advocating for negotiation over escalation. Trump administration officials said the leaders agreed to maintain open lines of communication ahead of their meeting in Budapest. The discussion has renewed cautious optimism that a diplomatic breakthrough, however modest, could emerge if both sides continue to engage in good faith. Following the leaders' phone call, President Donald Trump announced that both nations would move swiftly to organize high-level discussions between their top advisors. These preparatory talks are set to take place next week, led on the U.S. side by Secretary of State Marco Rubio and involving senior figures from the Departments of Defense and Treasury. On the Russian side, the delegation will include Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov and Putin's special envoy Kirill Dmitriev, who described the upcoming meetings as a necessary step toward lasting peace. According to administration officials, the talks will focus on shaping a potential framework agreement to present at the Trump-Putin summit in Budapest. Key agenda items include mechanisms for a verified ceasefire, security guarantees for both Ukraine and Russia, and economic measures aimed at stabilizing war-affected regions. The United States is also expected to push for greater humanitarian access to civilian populations and the release of prisoners of war. Reactions to Trump's announcement have been mixed. Some lawmakers in Washington welcomed the move as a pragmatic effort to end a costly conflict, while others expressed skepticism about negotiating directly with Moscow without stronger commitments from NATO partners. European leaders, including those from Germany and France, have cautiously supported renewed diplomacy but warned against any agreement that undermines Ukraine's independence. In Moscow, Russian state media